Hi, my name is Becca Pretty, and I am a student teacher in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm currently finishing my master's degree in secondary education, and when I finally graduate in December, I'll be teaching theater arts. I did a really great project with my students yesterday. If we just keep telling our kids it gets better, who's going to make the changes? In honor of all the students that have committed suicide recently, I wore purple to school yesterday. I was one of only a handful of teachers who did so. I brought little strips of paper to class, and I asked my students to write down one thing that they can do to help make life easier for those that are being bullied. So I was actually going to do this video yesterday, but after I read the responses from my students, I couldn't really hold myself together. I am so proud of my students. I have gotten the best responses, and I have linked up all of these little pieces of paper into a chain, and it's already 20 feet long, and it's not even half of all of the pieces of paper I got. I had students asking me if they can write 2 or 3 different pieces of paper because they ran out of room. Being in such a conservative area of Phoenix, I really didn't think the students would come up with what they did. Responses included things like, "I'll be closer with my brother." I even had students that said, "I'm going to stop saying that's gay instead of that's stupid." And one student said, "I'm going to erase the word retarded from my vocabulary. I will stick up for gays in my seminary class." Actually, that one is a really interesting one. I didn't have my students write down their names on any of the pieces of paper because I didn't want to know who they were. I felt that as a community we can help each other, but it wasn't necessary to know who did what. This student came up to me and said, "I really want you to read mine, Miss Pretty." And I read it, and I said, "Well, that's very interesting. I really appreciate that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would thank you for standing up for them in seminary class." And she said, "I just don't think it's fair. I wish I could stand up for them more. But I can't. Not at home. So thank you for letting me write this." There were others like, "I won't judge people before I know them," and even one that said, "I'm going to sit with somebody at lunch who's sitting by themselves." Especially in a community that doesn't always want to hear what it needs to hear. I'm glad that these kids still know what the right thing is. So this made me think, what if everyone around the nation did this? What if every teacher in every classroom asked their students to come up with ideas and ways to stop bullying and stop the hate? Go out, change one thing about yourself, make one change in your own life, and maybe as a nation we can fix this problem. Because really, we're just killing each other.